For some
would
reason,
you keep me?
you said hostage. In my head, heard sausage. I would be the worst sausage.
I'd be good sausage.
What's up, y'all? Cliff and Chandra here from Not Gospel Studios. The comment section, you guys have been blowing it up with questions and answers. Answers to some of our questions.
And a fight.
And a fight. Oh, fight. Just kidding. We don't mean to divide.
This one was funny, though.
Okay. Anyways, we're going to go over some of the comments in the comment section. We're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm going to start out with me.
Well, you go ahead, because I'm going to pour myself some more energy. So go for it.
Well, okay. A lot of the comments were concerned that I wasn't speaking my mind because I was afraid to say things. And they said stuff like, I really like it when Chandra says what she thinks, and I wish that she would be confident in speaking her thoughts. And then someone else said, allowed to say, I hate that even though we are questioning what we can't say, that's not America. And then Chandra has become my baseline for when we get back to a real normal country when she's free to say what she really thinks. And Brandy Thacker says, I grew up in a Pentecostal church until I was 18 and didn't have to go anymore. So I understand when you say, are we allowed to say that? Trust me, you are. You need to talk about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, this is me.
I know, but
I'm about to tell you how I feel now.
We're not addressing any of the comments. You're just rolling them out.
I didn't want to address them.
Don't let me stifle you. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I didn't want to go over those comments individually. As a whole, people are noticing that I'm uncomfortable talking about some stuff.
Yeah, well, you're afraid to get canceled, right?
Well, also, I want this channel to be able to be monetized one day. And also don't want to offend people.
I brought you on and something you said, now all my dreams are shattered.
But so I do feel like I have to be careful sometimes. But for the most part, I do say what I want to say, except for when he censors me.
That's just not happening. I don't want that rumor to get started. I don't cut out much of what you say at all. Like, really.
He's lying.
That's not true.
I'll have whole conversations and I look for them later and they're gone.
You have said multiple times you have the memory of a goldfish. And yet, I know I said that. No, you don't even know what you had for breakfast yesterday.
Anyways, I just wanted to assure the people that were worried, I do say what I feel mostly.
I try to act like a catalyst. Like if I say something totally crazy, maybe Chandra will feel comfortable sharing her thoughts.
Anyways. And then also there was a fight in one of our comment sections.
Oh, there was?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Before we get to the fight, that seems like it might be something.
I don't want to read it specifically. I'll just throw it out there. What happened was.
Oh, okay. Tell me.
Someone said, they were talking about Tom MacDonald's sister, and they were giving her name, and then they gave her middle name accidentally, and then so someone under it said, no, that's her middle name, here's her real name, and then someone said, oh, thank you, and then they use capital letters and exclamation point, and for some reason someone took offense. And then it just caused the whole thing, and then people were jumping in going, what are y'all talking about? Because then they started hollering about cake.
What do you mean cake?
That I don't understand either. Like, that was one of the things they were saying. They were like, I read this whole thing and it's rambling. I don't know why they were mad, and they started talking about cake.
No, I'm so confused.
But it was funny, and I do love comment sections. But I read the whole
thing.
I
You were sitting over at your house with your popcorn like, I'm ready to read the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I hope it all worked out and everyone is okay.
What did you think?
So there's a few comments that I thought were very interesting, and I wanted to pull them up. So Jessica Dukes said, I just can't understand the world. I teach preschool. My 4 and 5-year-old students understand they can't control anyone but themselves. And this was in response to our video about Jordan Peterson dead naming Elliot, formerly known as Ellen Page, and getting banned off of Twitter. And I was talking about how essentially by the end of that, I was like, you cannot control other people and subject them to what you think is right. Like you have no control over what they say and do. So she said, I just can't understand this world. I teach preschool. My 4 and 5-year-old students understand they can't control anyone but themselves. Although we teach kindness, of course, sometimes their friends say something mean or something they don't like. They are usually able to be taught to ignore it and to go play with a different classmate. You would think grown adults could handle it if the little ones can. And I agree. I 100% agree. I mean, get over it is my thought. Like, be made of tough stuff and just move on. Sometimes people can say the most hurtful, awful, and false things. And when somebody says a false thing about you, I know the rage that gets inside. Like, you're wrong. I'm not like that at all. You know, but it's like, just get over it. Move on. Find someone better to hang out with. I like that. Go play with another kid who's going to be nice to you. It's like, that's perfect. And then Susan Becker. Hello, Cliff. Would you mind sharing the link for the list of companies paying for women to travel to get abortions, please? Would you mind also sharing links in the video descriptions where you're getting your info for future videos as well? I don't doubt what you're saying is true, but I know many people that won't consider what I've said to be true unless I provide the source so they know it's trustworthy. So that's something, Susan, thank you for pointing that out. What has happened is that between the process of filming the videos and posting them, I used to post all of these like clips or like these links to all the original videos and all the sources. And I started slacking because we were trying to push out lots of videos while still being on vacation and handling family like stuff.
We got lazy.
And so we got behind on some of that stuff and it got lost in the mix. And thank you for this reminder, because I want our videos to be a source that people can turn to and say, well, hey, here's the link, here's the thing, and here's where we're getting our information. So from now on, we're going to try our best to put those links in the videos. And if you're wanting a certain link or a specific thing, do like Susan Becker did. Just say, hey, do you mind sharing the link where you got this info? I'll try to post the link up about the abortions and the companies who are funding the abortions. I will tell you, though, it's like the first thing that pops up if you go Google. Like, they'll have literally this giant page. It'll pop up of an image that shows all of the brands of all these different companies that are paying money to send people on abortion. So I'm sorry. We have failed you and we will get better at it. I promise. So, but I thought that was awesome that you were wanting to use our info to further the conversation with someone else. I think that's really cool. That's our hope, is to be helpful on some of this stuff.
Or even if it was legitimately just to hold us accountable. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do this whole video, this whole comment, but Hib
Oh, I've seen that one a
has
lot.
commented on lots of stuff. And this one in particular,
it's usually real helpful and funny.
It was helpful, yeah. I agree with everything you two have discussed. And we were talking about the Hollywood agenda, and we showed the clip where Rob Schneider was supporting the Daily Wire and the Gina Carano movie, Terror on the Prairie. And this was, I agree with everything you two have discussed. I'm so tired of this narrative being shoved down my throat. I also agree with everything Rob Schneider said as well. Hollywood is so out of touch. I will not be watching Maverick or the new Buzz Lightyear movie. I am not a fan of Tom Cruise and Disney, and Disney ruined the Lightyear movie for a few reasons. And he talks about how Tim Allen is no longer the voice, and that's a big story where at first they were just saying, oh, it's because we're doing a different movie, it's not the toy. But in reality, as more things are coming to light, you're realizing that they very much were trying to avoid casting Tim Allen because of some of his political views.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And also, he says, to allow Chris Evans to call people idiots publicly who do not agree with the content of the movie and do nothing about it, which, again, that's like the classic hypocrite Disney. Like, he goes out there and calls people idiots who should die off like the dinosaurs, and Disney doesn't care. It's not like they're trying to distance themselves from Chris Evans at all. He ends it with saying, calling me an idiot does not make me want to go watch your movie. Duh. Shaking my head. Great conversation, Chandra and Cliff. So, yes, and I agree with you, hip, hip. Hip, hip, hooray. I agree with you on that. Calling me an idiot and saying that you should just pay me no mind and I'm going to die off like the dinosaurs. Yeah. Me and my 3 kids who are ages 8 and down are going to die off like the dinosaurs. Yeah, go you, buddy.
How do you think Hip Hip got his name?
Do you think you automatically assume it's a he?
I did.
Are we going to get canceled for mispronouncing?
No.
We're not doing it on purpose, Hib.
Okay, let us know in the comment section. I think you're a male.
The thing is, I naturally assumed that with a name like Hib.
I wondered if the last name was Hibbard,
I thought Hib hooray.
but that's hip hip hooray.
It doesn't have to be on the internet. The interwebs work different than the real lives. That's what they told me. So, Hib, we think you're a dude. Apologize if you're not.
And I'm not being held hostage and being told not to say things.
You are not. We need to clarify that. I'm not holding her here with a script.
That would be funny.
That would be funny. The next we have a little video.
I would be the worst hostage.
I can't say this.
I'd be complaining the whole time.
For some
would you
reason,
keep me?
you said hostage. In my head heard sausage. I would be the worst sausage.
I'd be a good sausage.
You're like, correction. I'd be a great sausage.
I'd be a little spicy.
You give a little heartburn.
Maybe a little sweet too.
Maybe a little sweet. Smoky. A little smoky and sweet. You'd be a mesquite sausage.
You're gonna need Botox in your neck from looking this direction.
Welcome to the new format.
Where I shame you.
Chandra is going to shame me for the duration of this video. She's going to shame me for my whiteness, for my man privilege.
How bad you are with technology.
I sit over here with my legs spread. How dare I man spread? Is that what it's called?
Am I man spreading?
Your legs, you're spread out wider than me. I go over here to make myself a home.
I'm just fat. He made me say that.
I did not. We do know that Tom MacDonald's sister was the one in the People So Stupid videos.
Yes, you educated us.
Which we are grateful for that. Now I can see the resemblance.
Yeah, we didn't know her from porn after all.
Yeah, we did. We mean that as a compliment in some weird way.
I hope Tom MacDonald never sees that. And it's like, what did they say about
We
my
thought we
sister?
recognized your sister from adult films
That I don't watch.
that we don't watch.
I think that's what I wanted to talk about.
Adult films?
No, his sister. Thank you for bringing it up.
You're welcome.
I have a goldfish brain. He has to store information for me.
All right, so what are we talking about then?
His sister.
Go on.
So the fans in the comment section, they educated us on who that was, what her name was, and that she was a nurse, and that he's taking care of her. He's like, you don't like what you're doing? Come work for me. And he made it like a family enterprise.
That was awesome. And now they do the videos. It wasn't the system, I think, but it was Scars. That was the first. I think that's the first video that they. No, the system, I guess, was the first video they all four worked on together.
I didn't know that.
Him and Nova and his sister and her husband. I think. So
She's really pretty though.
yeah, and they do favor each other.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at him and now that I knew that, and I was like, yeah. That was the first comment that you mentioned that you talked about was that was the big fight was her name, and you didn't remember that's what you wanted to talk about.
Thank you for shaming me.
Well, you did a good job of shaming me for a while there.
You know I'm a goldfish.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for commenting and liking and subscribing. Do smash the notification bell and the subscribe button. Keep supporting quality independent content, and as always, keep being awesome, because that's how God made you. Let's talk about it.